Ayo. My name is Kingsley Obona. They call me Dauda. Keep listening to ABN Radio. If you don't listen to this station, you ain't get nothing. When I'm saying forget it the way you ain't get nothing. When the oh.
Good morning, and welcome once again to Political Perspective, ABN TV flagship and program where we engage the key voices shaping the nation's political future. I am your host, Ifeanyi Okali. Today we have a very important conversation, one that directly concerns the safety of Nigerians and the effectiveness of our representation in the National Assembly, from the growing calls for state policing as a solution to worsening insecurity, to a mid-time look at what senators representing Abia State have achieved in the past 2.5 years. Today, conversation promising insight and clarity. Joining us this morning and to unpack this topic is a passionate voice from the youth and a civic space. The national president of the Southern Nigerian Youth Assembly and the respected person, a stakeholder in also Abia State politics, Honorable Njoku Chuks. You are welcome.
Thank you very much.
All right, Honorable, you are welcome so much. And now we go direct to the topic of our discussion this morning: the state policing, the debate, and the realities. Okay, let's begin with the issue on the minds of many Nigerians: state policing. There have been increasing calls across the country, especially in southern Nigeria, for the establishment of the state policing as the leader of the Southern Nigerian Youth Assembly. Where do you stand on this issue? Do you believe the state policing is the way forward for security in Nigeria?
Thank you, great Nigerians, and I salute every Nigerian for participating on this program. Straight to your question, is a very serious factor, and for every Nigerian, mostly the Southerners, we believe that security of life and property is the first responsibility of government at all levels, including the village heads, the community youths, and every other person, mostly the national leaders. Coming to this, if you look at the NACONFA 2012-2014, you see the discussions and the position of so many leaders from the southern Nigeria who said state policing will help to solve the problem of insecurity in Nigeria. But looking at the present realities in Nigeria, that was then. But looking at the present situation, and critical of observations have been made, make some scientific analysis on security architecture of Nigeria, you can see that concentrated power at the national and states cannot sort the problems out. Where we believe a total solution to insecurity in Nigeria should be looked at the local government level, because these insecurities happen at different local government, not in the state as a whole. So if we can look at the factors affecting the country security architecture, we look at one, security policing is very, very key to it. But we can say, let us take it to the local government level, where the issues, where the problems emanate from. If the security situation is being managed from the roots, which is at the local level, automatically we can reduce the rate of insecurity to the minimal level. So we're appealing and discussing this issue professionally and scientifically, with examples of so many states and countries that have managed their security issues. Bringing state security is absolutely the best. But to the total elimination of insecurity, without revisiting the security issues again, the best people to manage security is the local government level. The traditional rulers must be directly involved in security issues. If you look at what is happening today, look at the community police, people, vigilante, they are now more active than the police officers. They now get the criminals and submit it to the police. So if we return the policing properly to the local level, I think, and I believe, with what the youths are saying from every corners, from every quarters of southern Nigeria, they are saying that we should bring it straight to the local level. And if we do so, I think there is nobody who doesn't know his brother. There is no one who doesn't know a criminal in his village. There is no, within a space of 2 minutes, such environment where the crime is happening can be taken care of, and we can limit the challenges. So bringing in the senators of different senatorial districts, bringing the rep members, the chairmen, the House of Assembly, the youth leaders of every autonomous community, the ethnic youth leaders, and the traditional rulers, we will handle these issues very well, so that we will have a person to hold responsible for a particular section or unit, mostly a local government. The president can directly call the chairman of a local government that I give you 45 minutes, I give you 1 hour to comb out the criminals. And every local government chairman receiving a call from president to know the consequences of such call, immediately they will go all out to make sure that the criminals are being fetched out at the same time, and the law will take its own course.
All right, before we go to the next discussion, some criticize, or some critics argue that our current security institution are underfunded, poorly coordinated, and not community-based. If state police is implemented, what kind of framework or safeguards should be in place to prevent misuse and ensure accountability?
Well, honestly, I want to, in a very special way, thank His Excellency the President of Nigeria for making up, giving the opportunity and giving a lot of monies to the governors to enable them take care of all these things. Let's take, for instance, if you reduce this thing, bring it to the state and local government level. The money called security votes, which some governors take up to ₦1 billion in a month to take care of security, secure themselves and their families. They're not interested in the welfare of the security of the people in the rural areas. So if or a state officers think a process of getting this to the lower level, mostly on to enhance the life of the security officers. My dear brother, there is no police officer in Nigeria today that should be receiving anything less than 500,000. If you make a proposal of paying police officers the sum of 500,000 naira per month, no police officer will want to risk his pay, and they will be able to do their best to make sure that the life of security of people are the primary reason for their appointments. Will be maintained by the level of motivation given to them. They can risk their life and their future because of the life of the people. They will be interested to do everything, because even if they die on the course of duty, they will be sure that their life and the security of their children are there. Therefore, after doing this job, on the process of they die and nothing is being done, maybe the government or the police institution may give the family 500,000 or 1 million naira. That will not make a governor, a police officer, to risk his life. So if you want the police to work, one, the welfare package of the police officers and military officers must be a huge one that can attract one to make sure that he secure this country and get everybody what he or she wants. Looking at also these areas, we look at their means of giving them money. Let's be paying them directly, not paying through a commission. And the money, at times, federal government will announce billions of naira in security, and those monies will be gone for unaccountable things you cannot see, intangible things they will be defining for it. Why the men and officers of the security of Nigeria will be there and nothing will be given to them. Therefore, I am of the opinion the police, the army, civil defense, all security apparatus must be paid heavily so that they can now do their work. If you look at the roads, they are now on the road collecting money so that they can feed their family. A police officer with a family of 2, 4, 5 children will be transferred from Abia to Gobe, and nothing will be given to him. The family will be there. He's there taking care of himself in that place. He's there also taking care of his family with a salary of less than 150,000 naira. My dear brother, he must be there to do so many unjust things. And from there, the security, what we want in the areas of security, will not be there. He will not look for money to pay his children's school fees. If you are paying a police officer the sum of 150,000, even the military officers, they receive less than that. And at the end of the month, he is there to feed his family of 4 or 5. He is there also to pay their school fees of the children. If the police officer does not find another means, or still, the police officer cannot take care of his family. So if you look at the index analysis of police responsibilities in Nigeria, and you expect them to do the best, I think they're even doing beyond the best, considering the amount of money being paid to them, considering their welfare packages. So if we want to get this thing right, no police officer should receive anything less than 500,000 a month to enable him take care of his family.
From the recruit.
Yes, from the recruit level. None of them should receive anything less than 500,000. So that at the end of the month, they can take care of their children. And in case of anything happen to them on the course of this call for duty, automatically their family life is being saved. So there should also be a package for one dying in service. So if any police officer die in service, we're not supposed to be talking about with the kind of money we are receiving in the country today, mostly in different states today. I don't think there's a state receiving anything less than 10-15 billion. So if any state government issue a sum of 10 to 15 million naira to a family of a police officer who died on the course of duty, I think the police officer will go all out to make sure that he do the right thing at the right time. Blocking on the road, collecting monitors from the I think we are now having more toll gates than ever. So instead of us to be having such things, if we clean the life of a police officer, the life of a military officer, naval officers, and all of them, the civil defense, if we put them in a right picture, they won't be asking for 1 naira on the street, 20 naira, 50 naira, 100 naira, 200 naira, the rest of them. They won't be asking for those things. So I humbly request that the President, His Excellency Ashwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, should step up on the issue of welfare package for the police officers and military officers at all levels in the country. The same thing to the state level. And there, if we're looking for money to pay, no state today will say that the federal government have not given them more than enough to enhance security architecture in their state. If you also talk about the local government, the money the local government chairman receive, it being given to them directly, honestly, the chairman will have all it takes to secure his territory. There's no local government chairman that will not secure his territory. And if the person does not do, and every chairman will live in his local government, councillors will live in the local government. Every apparatus, the traditional rulers who are living outside their community must come back to their community and stay in their community and make sure that the welfare of their and the life of and security, the constitutional responsibilities given to them must be observed at all times. So we are sure that the kind of money to take care of these people, they are there. They have decided not to give to them. And I call on them to see that the president have done his best and they have given them enough. They are also being expected to give out enough to the people and to the security officers. You cannot plant maize and expect to harvest rice. It is not possible. So if we want a bountiful harvest in the area of security, we must ensure that the welfare of the security officers are being care of. And you don't expect them to give them the ammunitions, the equipments, all it takes to make sure that they do those things. And if the federal government or state government or local government say they don't have it, I think they are lying to and deceiving themselves.
Okay. What would you say the fears or concerns people raise about the idea of policing, especially regards potential abuse by governors or political actors?
Honestly, in the political equation in Nigeria, if by any means, constitutionally and otherwise, you give a governor of a state the absolute powers to control the security sector of his state, to a very large extent, there will be a high level of intimidations and high-handedness and oppressing other political officers. In fact, there will be no opposition party in any state. Therefore, it is not a very healthy one. Rather, we can do that at the local government level, at the traditional rulers level, where they don't have absolute control. They don't have absolute control to the whole local government in the state. So a local government chairman will have absolute control in his own state, and he cannot have total control because all he must do must be through the councillors. There is a way we can design it. If we design it, even the local government chairman will not have. But in a situation whereby the constitution made the governor so powerful in a state where the House of Assembly members are no longer House of Assembly members, you look at what happened in Rivers State that caused chaos. Those things can now lead to governors kill whosoever they want to kill and do what. And the governors have the right to kill. And if they do so, if you give them total powers, automatically, it won't be a democratic setting again, and the setting won't be proper for everybody. There will be no level playing ground, and in fact, it will be militarism and autocratic system of governance. So if we do it, we're no longer practicing democracy. If we want to get it right, if it is there at the apex level, which is not also the best. Let us bring it to the local government level, where the people and government can relate at any time. And that is the only solution to this. So the cries of the youths, yelling youth of the southern Nigeria, and most of my friends, counterparts in the northern Nigeria, are saying, let us take this to the local government level. And the local government, there should be a proper independent national election for local government, where the local government will be 100% autonomy. We should be sure that the local government have the autonomy. At that point, everybody will participate in governance, and everybody will be part of security. Everybody will be part of every form of administration or the other for the welfare and betterment of Nigeria.
All right, thank you, viewers, for watching this. We want to go for a short break, and when we come back, we'll still discuss more. Don't forget, we are here with the national president of Southern Nigeria Youth Assembly, and also a stakeholder in Abia politics, Honorable Njoku Moses. When we come back, we'll go back to a discussion assessing Abia senators' performance 2023 mid-time 2025. All right, thank you for watching. We'll go for a short break, and when we come back, we'll continue.
Ayo. My name is Kingsley Bonner. They call me Dauda. Keep listening to ABN Radio. When if you don't listen to this station, you ain't get you ain't get nothing. When I'm saying when forget it the way he will you ain't get nothing. When the oh.
All right, welcome back again to this wonderful program, Political Perspective. Don't forget, with me here today is the National President of the Southern Nigerian Youth Assembly, Honorable Njoku Moses Chuks, and we have been discussing a bit about the state police. In this second segment, we will to go right to assassin Abia senators' performance within 2023 mid 2025. Well, let's come back home to Abia State. We have three senators representing Abia South and Abia North from position as a youth leader and a political analyst. How would you assess their performance so far in terms of legislation and constituency project and visibility? Let's start with Abia North, represented by Senator Njoku Okali.
Thank you very much, Okali. You are trying to tempt me, but do not allow us to enter into any temptation that we cannot overcome. But this one, I can overcome it because I know the three players we have at the National Assembly. One, we have His Excellency Distinguished Senator Njoku Moses Chuks, the former governor of Abia State, now a two-term senator. We also have the Abia South Senator, His Excellency Senator Ifeanyi Okali Abaribe. They have been in the Senate for a long time. We also have the greenhorn in the Senate, Senator Austin Akobondo, the senator representing Abia Central. Looking at them, they are very committed Abians, known Abians, and they are men of timber and caliber. But let me tell you, among them, Njoku Moses Chuks is a man of iron and steel. He has gone beyond the level of timber and caliber. He's a man after a lot of heat. If you take him even a temperature at 4,000 degrees centigrade, to go back to his original size and shape. Therefore, equating even him with the two other senators is just to try to know or to measure those people up to come up. But in actual sense, he is a senator with dignity, a senator that takes care of his people, a senator that believes he has a place where he comes from. He is an Igbo senator, not even a senator. He's a Southern senator, not even Abia North senator. This is a senator whose charisma have made him to get interferes with every sectors of Nigerian projects, mostly in issues that has to do with development, physical, evidental physical things that anyone can think of attracting to his people as a senator. Hardly in the history of Abia you hear that a senator attracted road, 2-kilometer road in his place. But this is a senator. First time he attracted road, he attracted so many things free education, we are looking at taking people outside Nigeria to go and study professional courses that can impact knowledge and powers to our great people. He's talking about generation to come. He's talking about we're talking about a senator who is thinking or yearning for a great generation, a generation that will be better than his own generation. That is what he's thinking about. And in Abia North today, if nobody have passed a vote of confidence in Abia North, I think the Abia North people will be joking for now they have not come together and said this man that have done a lot. He's the byproduct. He produced the deputy speaker of the House of Reps. He brought him to politics. He washed him up and made him where he is today. He has taken a lot of, both in business world, a lot of Abia people and Abians, Southeasterners, to understand the position of the Igbos and what Nigeria is preaching about in terms of development. In fact, the only I that know what Tinubu wants to do in the developmental project of Nigeria, mostly in Southeast and Abia as a whole, is only Njoku Okali. So, talking about him, what he have attracted is just to talk about it, just to let educate people. But for the insight, for education level, I would tell you to educate those who does not know, who don't understand the man, the enigma in the man called Njoku Okali being in the Senate and measure parameters of what he has done. One, in the areas of education, he has done excellently well, bringing most of the Abia North people to understand why they should do so many professional courses, taking them outside the country to learn more beyond what ordinary education is all about, impacting in them and empowering them so that they can empower others, receiving total training that they have not received before. So it is a key. And when you talk about governance, you don't talk about education, you are a failure. So him starting from the area of education is also good. For people who are in the Abia North who go to farm, he engaged in making sure that the road that lead to the farms are being tarred. This is the only senator in the whole Southeast that have thought of, that have been willing, that have been talking about getting the people out of poverty through agriculture. Senator Njoku Okali, ordinarily and humbly, look at the religious communities in the states, mostly in Abia North, and make sure that those people who are preaching peace, because he preaches peace and is a peace bridger. He stands in the gap of injustice and make sure that there is justice to all. He makes sure those people are being taken care of. In the areas of taking care of the young youths, bringing them to political participation into governance, I think he does not think of only in Abia North alone. He look at Abia North, he look at those who doesn't have anybody to assist them to become part of politics. It is only Njoku Okali who brings such people to make sure that they are there. And he does not segregate. Therefore, having Njoku Okali in the Senate, we're talking about Abia North senator, but he's an Abia senator who attract political powers, political positions to the people of Abia. We have Southeast Development Commission today. His contributions cannot be, you don't need to mention it, including others. But when you talk about youth empowerment, buying cars, buying everything anybody needs to use to survive, getting equipment for all forms of apprenticeship and handwork. You talk about tailoring, you talk about so many things. He acquired those equipments. So Njoku Okali principally can be judged at the best among equals so far in Abia State as senators, both in performance, both in law, both in bills, so many things. I don't want to start mentioning them because the evidence is the end of a lot of arguments. You go to Abia North and see. Are we talking about bringing fertilizers when farmers need it, as at when due? Are you talking about paying school fees for so many people who doesn't have people to pay for them? Are we talking about assisting in making the institutional communities, the military officers? He makes sure that they do the right thing at the right time and support them to secure the environment of the whole Abia North, in extension to other parts of the state.
Also, we learned that he just opened a cashew factory whereby he has employed no less than 5,000 persons.
I said I'm talking about education.
Okay.
When you talk about commercialization and naturalization, he brought issue of commercialization and naturalization in Abia, even when he was governor. All those companies you are seeing, more are coming. He is trying to examine how people will accept industrialization at the local level, leaving the city, coming to the local government to stay. And they have tested it and confirmed it. More companies are coming. The cashew factory have employed no less than 1,000 people.
Okay, we'll go down to that place. Okay, let's hurry up because we don't have much time to spend on this discussion. What has been your impression of a senator in Abaribe, Abia South senator representing Abia South, especially given his long experience in the Senate?
Well, you cannot compare him with Njoku Okali. One, as a senator in Abia South, he cannot place one road. Let him just mention one road he has attracted for his people, having been there for more than 20 years.
So you mean his experience in Senate?
He is there as a bench warmer. He is not in the capacity to define so many factors. He was called to sign a document and he signed. And he have not attracted one. If you are in the Senate and you cannot attract one single project to your people, automatically you are not there. He's in Abaji. I told them that if you don't attract anything to your people, it is assumed that you didn't get to the Abuja. He is not in Abuja. He is there trying to massage people, coming to do town hall meeting. Is that what we asked him to do there? Why didn't you do town hall meeting to attract project to Abia State? So calling such people a senator is not even ideal. So let him pack and come back to his place, and we will know that he is back. If we can make him community chairman, he can do that so that he will use his ultra powers to do those things. But being influential and he can, okay, what can you say he have attracted to his people? Nothing. So we don't need to set such people again to Senate. And I think he's not the person living in Abia South. So I know he's on his way back. So we welcome him back.
Honorable, another thing is how now to Abia Central, currently represented by Senator Austin Akobundo. Before it was His Excellency, popularly known as Sochendo. He was the senator then, but now Akobundo has done his 2 years plus. What's your evaluation of his contribution so far? And how we are so sorry for that breaking transmission. We are back again. Don't forget, we are still here in Nigeria where anything can happen. Sorry for that short break, and also it was just an emergency due to a breaking transmission. So we'll talk about now to Abia Central, currently represented by Senator Austin Akobondo. What's your evaluation of his contribution so far, and has he stepped up to the expectation of his constituency?
Well, right now, he's a new person in the Senate, but being part of governance for a long time, I think he's also, we expect a lot from him. Currently, distinguished Senator Akabondo fighting too hard to make sure that Omwa Hekote Road is being fixed by federal government, starting from the time of the former rep member that was there. That man tried, but he has put in a lot of energy to make sure that that is done. Then in the areas of youth empowerment, he's doing well. ICT center, he has attracted, and people are now joining that. In the area of employment, excellently, he's doing well. But we expect a lot from him because of his level of friendship with leaders across the country, and we believe he will do well, giving him some time. So we are still studying him. Let's watch him between now and the end of the year. If he couldn't do what we expect, we'll also ask people to look at it very well, and we can cross-examine his activities and evaluate him and score him. But so far, distinguished Senator Moses Chuks stand out and tall as the best among equal in the whole Southeast.
All right, thank you very much, Honorable, for your insights. Also, let's go across board to, do you think the three senators have sufficiently engaged the youth constituency in their senatorial zone, particularly through programs, empowerment, or legislation?
We have said it time without number that senators are supposed to call the youths, community youths in their areas, and ask them, what do we need as a people? The only person who have done that is only Ojikalo. And because you understand that he is not the encyclopedia of knowledge, but his completion to succeed, so he's doing that. Senator Engineer Baribe is Ezeonyagwalam. Nobody tells him anything, and nobody is important, so he doesn't get anybody involved, and he empowers nobody. Distinguished Senator Akobondo, to a very large extent, with due respect, he has, to an extent, brought some people close to himself for more insights. But so far, the master and the leader, the political leader, he's not from my area, but he's doing the right thing. So I must say, because justice is the first condition for humanity, distinguished Senator Oyuke Ozokalo have really satisfied the minds of both the youth and the old in Abia North, and some, to an extension, in so many areas of Abia.
All right, thank you very much. And we are opening our phone lines for people to contribute on this wonderful program we have been discussing about state policing, and also try to put checkmate the senators that are representing Abia North, Abia Central, and Abia South in Abia State. So now, as the president of SNYA, what is your assessment of the involvement of young people in legislative processes in Abia and southern Nigeria generally? They're currently these current senators patronizing youth development, or are we still being sidelined?
To a very large extent, we are being sidelined. But few senators also respond to the call by the youth, and they're requesting to know what they should do when need arises so far. But I am sure and convinced that with the help of Senator Ojukalo, we are going to reach out to other senators who has not been responding the way he is doing. So the youths have not been actually carried along, apart from in some areas. Making our contributions and support in legislation we need to be directly involved in the affairs, seeking our opinions and our ideas will help the senators to do the right thing. Like what we have said, the the National Youth Council is an instrument that can shape situations. The Southern Nigeria Youth Assembly is there to help. We are going to have the election of the National Youth Council soon, and we are bringing Scuba back because he is a very noble gentleman who think that we should do the right thing at the right time. Very soon, the National Youth Council president will be in Abia, and we will discuss on the way to chart the course forward for the good people of Nigeria, mostly the young people. So we are going to be part of the leadership soon, and we are going to call on so many leaders who are interested in the welfare of the youth and development of this nation.
Right, Honorable. Thank you very much. Also, and finally, what would young people, especially in Abia, begin to do to demand better representation ahead of 2027? What role do advocacy platforms like SNYA play in shaping the accountability?
One, I will call on our vibrant youth not to eulogize what is not absolutely correct. Rather, let us now question those who we send to any position, both House of Assembly, House of Reps, Senate. No, we have to have a town hall meeting where we bring them not to praise them, but to tell them in its entirety, query them and ask them basic questions on areas of their actions. Wherever they're not getting right, we state it with obvious and let them explain if what they ask is not proper. Because there are 3 C's we have when we are in NANS. We say consultation, consolidation, and confrontation. So we can now apply those processes. We have a town hall meeting where we invite them and argue with them, ask them questions constructively, not being biased, not being considering anything that is not proper. Then let them be accountable, because we have the information. The House of Reps, they are being given 1 billion naira every month, every year. I mean, then the senators up to 2 billion naira every year. So let them tell us what they have done with those money, physical things, tangible and intangible, so that we can be sure of their representations, not to be praise singers at all times, so that by next election we can be just in our actions, and advise people on where to go to. But there is need for synergy. There is need between us and traditional institutions, the youth and the traditional institutions, and the government. We must have a town hall meeting where we call members of House of Assembly, both in PDP, both in Labour, both in APC, all political parties join together. We ask them principal questions that will affect the life and enhance the development of the young people and the state at large.
All right, our phone lines are open for you to contribute your opinion when you call. Just tell us your name and where you are calling from. The number is 0810-905550. 0810-905550. As the youth leader in Southeast of Nigeria, for you to compare the 3 senators in Abia State, the North, the South, and the Central. Per se, if we are checking what they have done in the past years, how are you going to rate them?
Well, this is the question is it will be an inductive one, but the way you have done it, you have asked the question, but I'll also give you the answer. The answer is very straight and simple. The impression we have about them is that performance, physical things we can see, evident, with a lot of evidence. These are the things we can consider them to. If you ask people to throw or vote now, and we place these 3 people, ask them to present what, not to write paper, give us what you have done, let us see. I can tell you without being biased, that Okali will be rated 70% above the two others. Two of them will be sharing 30%.
Why do you say so?
Yes. Why we are saying this is, when you talk about youth empowerment, it's not giving a youth 100,000, 50,000 bicycle. When you talk about industrialization, those youth will go for a training and know how to produce a thing. And when they produce, they have been empowered. Anywhere they go to in life, these people have become resourceful to the society at large. So bringing an industry in the first place, no matter how small the industry may be, it is the first class means of empowerment. Every month the person receives salary. People from that environment do business and also sell their food, sell so many things. Farmers come out with their output. The industry will consume it. People around there will consume them. Power industries will be paying that heavily from the industry. So every process of that thing generates income. The environment, the climate, everything about that place become unique. Development will come by himself. Empowerment come by himself. So you cannot use it to compare those who go for spoon okada empowerment. Days have gone beyond that, and that is not what the people want anymore. So you are creating opportunity for corruption. You are giving opportunity for war. You are giving opportunity for crisis and chaos. So, but when they are directly engaged, when they are working, at the end of the month they receive their salary, automatically the youth will marry. After marriage, he will train his children. He have children and train, and those people will grow with that knowledge. We are talking about an intergenerational development that cannot go down to anything anymore, and you removing people from poverty in its entirety. So what we want is something Okali is doing right now, and more opportunity should be given to him. That is what we are talking about.
Okay, coming down to infrastructure, most of the senators in Southeast, we've tried to take down and see what they have been doing to compare, not only in Abia, to compare Senator Okali, as you have rated him 70%, not better than the ones in Abia State. So to compare him with the ones in Southeast, because being a Southeast leader of the youth, what is your assessment on that?
Well, they said evidence is the end of every argument. It is evident, it is obvious that in Southeast, when we talk about any senator, we say mission. I know some time ago, even in the past, as the case may be, distinguished senator, the former Senate President Wabara was a Senate President. What can he say he can count on? What can his even children point and say, this is what my father attracted for us? The people of Abia South cannot place on anything. So judging that to the senator in senators in Imo State, tell me what any of them that have attracted any form of even high institution. Tell me the one in Anambra. Tony Woye came up with equipment, rice, and all the rest of them. Fine and good. But are those things sustainable? The answer is no. So you cannot place them with him. Senators in Enugu, Otaze, and all of the Otaze out of power, and so many other people. What they do is just to screen smoke, make people believe, living in mirage, believing that something is in front and nothing is there. So you cannot compare any of them with Okali in any ramification, both in infrastructure. I want to see with my two eyes. It was only Ayogeze who in Enugu State who attracted road construction in many parts of Nsukka. No other place. And the deputy Senate President, who also tried. And Empires tried. But what we are saying, those roads, yes, they have done that. Oji have also done that as a senator. We are saying industry. one, attracting industry, investing the little they had given to him to his people to make sure that people earn employment, earn a constant living, even after being out of Senate. The people will continue to enjoy the dividends of democracy. So industrialization is the key. Even in the 13th, 20th centuries and all the rest of them, William Wundt, if you study business administration, he now said administration can stand by we having an industry. When we start thinking about cotton industry that lead to forming garment and all the rest of them, they start industrialization, and that is what brought development. That is what brought about urbanization and all the rest of them. So if we want to develop our state in any part of Southeast and southern part of Nigeria, we must embrace industrialization. Although industries that have died in different states, that is what we are preaching. In every state, the youth, we are going to list out every industry that have died and how to return them back. Those money being given to governors, let us inject them in those companies. There you can now think of youth empowerment by gaining a gainful employment to them, so that crime will be reduced to the minimum level. So the agent that is fighting crime so far, the only senator that is fighting crime so far in the southern part of Nigeria and most part of Nigeria, is His Excellency Distinguished Senator Moses Okali. He is the man. And if you ask me, the man of the year in the Senate, it is Distinguished Senator Moses Okali. If you want to challenge what I have said, come up with another person and give us the person's evidence, the value of what he has done and what he's doing. That is my position, irrespective of being a senator, not a senate president, not deputy senate president, and so on. So nobody have done and nobody have attracted what he has. So rating him is just to bring him in pairs with children. The other people, they are learning, and they should go back to Moses Okali, ask him, what is the secret of what you are doing and how did you come about all these things? It is not a science rocket. It is an idea. It is a relationship with people. It is his goodwill with so many people across the world. Make good friends and get good ideas. That is what we are talking about.
All right, thank you, Honorable Njoku Moses Chuks, National President of the Southern Nigeria Youth Assembly. Thank you very much for your insights and for being with us on Political Perspective today. To our viewers, the debate on state policing and legislative performance continues beyond this studio. What are your thoughts? Have your senators meet your expectations so far? And drop your comments on our live stream or reach us across our platform. Remember to follow us on Facebook, YouTube, X, TikTok, and others. ABN TV. I am Ifeanyi Okali. See you again next time on Political Perspective. Good morning. Bye.
Hey yo, my name is Kingsley Obona, they call me Dauda. Keep listening to ABN Radio. If you don't listen to this station, you ain't getting nothing. When I'm saying it, when the forget it the way you were, you ain't getting nothing. When the boy
ABN, ABN, ABN. If you wanna Yeah, happen. And your how you go sharp. ABN, ABN. If you wanna see it happen, and your eye, you go sharpen. Current information about your surroundings and location. Say we keep you updated, ABN TV, our news be the latest. Update matters and affairs, information is our interest. ABN, news updates, ABN. ABN, state informate, ABN.